Okay then, so you have just finished filming a theatre project and it's time to edit it. Well, in this video I'm going to show you 20 steps to ensure that editing goes faster, better and much more fluently. So first of all, I'm going to start by importing the footage. We only used 2 cameras for this project and we used 2 mics instead of 1 channel, so we've got 2 mics for the first half, 2 mics for the second half. Now what I want to do is I want to turn off autosave. This next step does crash Premiere sometimes and it took me a while to figure out it's the autosave. Now I'm gonna save it. Third step is we want to synchronize it, so right click, create multicam source sequence. I'm gonna call it something I can find amongst all of this mess of footage. There is normally 3 cameras, so it shouldn't be too hard to find today, but either way, we're gonna call it main. Audio, enumerate cameras, camera 1 stereo, automatic, okay. Now this does take a while to do. It is about 2.5 hours of footage. It is normally about 2 hours of footage from 3 cameras, but this time we only used 2 cameras, so it shouldn't take that long, but it may still take a while depending on your PC. For me it takes probably about 10 to 15, maybe 20 minutes to do. So we'll come back once that's finished. Okay, now it has finished syncing. The first thing I'm going to do is save it and turn autosave back on in case anything bad happens. Now we've got our main sequences. This is the first half, this is the second half. I don't actually know that. We'll check that later. You may come up with an error where some clips couldn't be synchronized, and this time we got pretty lucky. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to organize up my project. I'm going to create a bin, call it sequence. Within that I'm going to do file new sequence, default 1080p, organize sequence, and then I'm going to do file new sequence, and let's just name this the title of the project, just like that. Now what I want to do is create another bin, call it audio, process clips. Let's just move this here, organize it out a little bit, move these main ones down, original footage, okay, this is my camera, that's not mine, that's not mine, not mine, mine, not mine. That should all be my footage in that. Okay, cool, so it's all organized. Okay, now what I want to do is I'm going to go to there, turn snapping on, make sure insert and overwrite sequences is deselected, and I'm going to drag one of these to the timeline. I don't know which is the second half, but we will find out. This is the second half. I want the first half. So what I'm going to do, I want to select these, make sure they're all selected, and drag this one to the timeline. Let's hope this is the first half. It is the first half. Perfect. Now I'm going to drag the second half to the sequence after I've finished selecting all of them, and there's the second half right there. Let me just check that is indeed the second half. Okay, now what I can do, now I've dragged them all to the timeline, I can delete these sequences. I don't need them no more. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to each of the cameras. This time we only use 2, and I'm just going to give them a label just to keep it all organized. Now I've done that, I'm going to make sure they're all on the same track. So I'm going to go through clip by clip and just put all of camera 1 on track 1, all of camera 2 on track 2, and so on and so forth. Okay, now that's sorted, I'm going to delete all of the empty tracks and I'm just going to expand it up a little bit like this. Now I'm just going to make sure that it's all synced up. I'm going to go through clip by clip and just make sure that the audio does indeed match together and that Premiere hasn't accidentally shifted or I haven't accidentally shifted it. Okay, then it seems that it is all synced up. Premiere has done a perfect job and I haven't accidentally shifted the clips out of sync. The next step is to color grade the footage. This does take a while, but it just makes it so much easier later down the line. So I'm gonna go through each clip. Thankfully it's not that long. It's only an hour 38 minutes, so yes, let's color grade all of the footage. Now, since this is just an example, I'm not really going to color grade the footage, though you should probably do that right now. The next step is to duplicate everything you see in this organized sequence. So I'm going to go like that, and I'm going to create a bit of a gap. I'm going to create a new bin, call it multicam. Now I'm going to select all of the first half. I'm going to nest it and call it first half. Then I'm going to go to the second part. I'm going to nest it and call it second half. Keep it organized, let's put it in the bins. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of these sequences again. I'm going to copy them, go to our main editing sequence. So this is where we are finally gonna piece it together because we've color graded it, we've organized it, we've checked it. Now it's time to do a few more steps. Again, making sure that all of these are all selected. Let's just expand that up a little bit. What I can do now is I can delete the audio from the cameras. You don't need it no more. Might as well delete the empty tracks. Now what we want to do is we want to compress the audio. So let's organize out these. This was from the Sennheiser microphone. This was from the Neumann. Now I'm going to expand this. I'm going to go to here, amplitude and compression, dynamics. Going to move that down a track. Then I'm going to go filter and EQ, parametric equalizer. Just like that. Now, this one we're going to make it up by 60 decibels. We're going to do the math like that. Let's make sure we enable the compressor. Just like that. Parametric equalizer. I'm not going to do anything with that yet, but I might need to. Since this is the Sennheiser microphone, it's quite a dull microphone, so I'm going to add a parametric equalizer just to that microphone channel, and I'm going to boost up the high end. A little bit of a low pass filter on there. Purple. Now I'm going to right click and link these audio together, just so it's not flying all over the place. And I believe that's all that needs to be done. Sennheiser Neumann audio has been compressed. Now let's duck the audio. So this is where the audio is coming in. It didn't quite start yet, so I'm going to start it right there. I'm going to hit Q on my keyboard. So I'm going to create keyframe there, keyframe there, keyframe there, keyframe there. I'm going to go to the end of this really loud section, just so the compressor isn't working too hard. I'm then going to go to the effects controls, going to go to here, and I'm going to do -9 is roughly how it should be for this project, and I'm going to go to the other audio and do -9 again. You see it's ducking in the timeline below, -9, there we go. Now I found this out the other day that you can copy and paste it, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. So let's go to the other part where it goes quite loud. So this part over here. Maybe you can't go. No, I am going to make a copy and paste. There we go. Let's go to the end of that. Select these keyframes. Again, you might not need to duck it -9. You might have to go a little bit less. Should probably go over here as well. I can't select that. Okay, now I have finished ducking the audio. I've only done it for the first part. We don't need to do it for the second part. This is just an example. The last step to do is multicam enable. Right click, multicam enable. Turn on multicam. Let me put it on my other screen. Enable Mercury transmit. There we go. Now it's time to edit away. So, that is how you edit and put together and start the edit of a theatre shoot. I hope this video has been very useful to you, and I will see you in the next one.